guys, what's up? It's your boy Alex with the Inside Scoop. So today I've got an amazing indicator, okay? And this will help you tremendously if you're, trading your own strategy, whether you're trading your own strategy, whether you're trading my strategy and you're a student, or if you are an 8-minute trader. Okay, this will really help filter out which trades to take from their indicator signals and which trades not to take. Okay, so it's called the peak dashboard and you can see it here. Don't worry about my chart background. Yours can be black, whatever your chart background is, that's fine. But what I want you to pay attention to is this right here. Okay, so this is called the peak dashboard. Okay, so I had this basically built to give you the direction, the most likely direction that the market will head for that day. Okay, so if you see PFH, right, this means peak formation high. All right, so you're looking in this column right here. So this first column has the list of all the pairs, and this second column has the direction. So PFH means that you're looking to take only sell trades. All right, PFH, you're looking to take only sell trades. PFL, you're looking to take only buy trades. Okay, so if you're an 8-minute trader and they're looking to launch the one-click trader. Okay, so if you're an 8-minute trader and you have the one-click trader, right? But if you have the one-click trader and 8-minute trader, and let's say there's a signal for a sell, right? So because this is PFH, right? This column says PFH. Let's say you're on pound USD, right? It says it's in a 1 PFH position, right? So if it says sell on one-click trader, you take the sell because you're in a PFH condition. If it says buy, don't take the trade, right? Because you're going against the trend. So this peak dashboard, it's a trend indicator, okay? And it's very accurate. It's very accurate. All right, so even like this morning, it said PFH, and look at where price went. Price went down, right? Look at it. Price went down. I could show you Euro USD as well, right? So I click on the pair and it switches over to that pair. It said PFH for Euro USD. Look where price went. It went down. Even gold. It said PFH. Look where price went. It went down. US 30 as well. It said PFH and price did go down. You were able to cap some profits before price went back up. All right. So it's a really accurate indicator. Okay. So when you have this indicator, all right, and for those on my team, as part of 8-minute trader, it's free for you. And for those that are also in my course, it is also free for you. For anybody else, you can get it at a small fee. But once you have this indicator, right, you look at the second column, the PF column. If it says again PFL, you're only taking buys. If it says PFH, you're only taking sells. Now the second column you need to also pay attention to is the status column. If the status is highlighted in yellow, don't take any trades there. Okay, so if it's highlighted in yellow, don't, like if it says PFH and it's highlighted in yellow, don't take the sells. All right, because what it means is that price has already kind of gone too far, so there's not a lot of opportunity. So for example, for pound USD, I wouldn't take a sell the next day, right? I wouldn't take any sells there. I could look at, let's say, AUD USD. Right, so I could look at AUD USD, and if I got a sell the next day, I could take it because it's not highlighted in yellow. All right, so the ones that this column is highlighted in yellow, don't trade those pairs for that day. Okay, so that's pretty much the two things you need to pay attention to: the peak F column and the status column. So you're looking at let's say USD CHF. Oh, no, that one is highlighted in yellow. All right, so let's say you're looking at, for example, USD CAD, all right, which is a peak formation L, right, which is just basically peak formation low. right? So this is peak formation high, peak formation low. So if you get a buy from one click trader on USD CAD, you would then take that trade, right? Because you have a PFL and it's also not highlighted in yellow. So that's how you use, the dashboard. Now, I'm going to also show you, because I've programmed the dashboard into my Automator. All right. So for those that want to completely automate this, I've programmed the dashboard into the Automator. So the next version of the Automator has the dashboard programmed inside. So let me go ahead and I will take you through the settings of the Automator, and then I will take you through the new settings of the Automator. Okay, so this is the Automator here. It's actually running in the background. You can see the write-ins here. So as I get signals from the 8-minute indicator, the rev alerts, and as well as the post date, it automatically takes the trade. So let me go ahead and I will right click and take you through the settings of the Automator so that when you get it, you understand how to use it. Okay, so this is a fully automated approach to take in the signals that come out of the indicator. Okay, so this will not work at the moment. It will not work with one click trader, right? Because one click trader is also an EA. It's also an expert advisor, and you can only have one EA on an MT4 chart at once. Okay, so it will not work for the meantime with it, but you can just use the RPA indices, right? And that keeps the old format, so then you can use that with the Automator. Okay, so if you go to RPA indices here, like that, right, then you can load the Automator onto it and it'll work that way. Okay, so I load the Automator. So let me just go ahead and take you through the settings. Generate random signal. Hold on, let me try to get some real estate here by closing this. All right, let's go to the settings. So generate random signal, keep that to false. So some of these settings, I'll tell you, don't worry about it. All right, so generate random signal, keep that to false. Use dashboard to confirm signal. So this is what I mean by the dashboard. Okay, so set that to true. Okay. EMA period, keep this the same, don't touch this. Okay. EMA time frame 15, don't touch this either. Don't touch this, don't touch that, don't touch that. Okay, so leave all this alone because these are settings for the dashboard to make it automated. Okay. All right. Max active order at a time. This we can actually change this. Let me see. Okay, so when I send this over to you, I will send you a set file. Okay, so the set file is basically what you're going to load in order to to use this with the settings that I use it with. Okay, so I'm still testing. If I do discover another setting that makes even more profits, then I will send this across over to you. So currently, like, I'm testing with a strategy tester and just back testing. I think in one of the months I was able to make about 26% profits, and that's just without really tweaking any settings. That's just using it on the default settings that I'll send over to you. Okay, so once I find like a setting that makes even better profits, I will send that also over to you so you can use that. Okay, all right, so this is how you're gonna get it. It's gonna say trade based on dashboard. Okay, so that's the setting. All you do is you copy that, right? You copy the set file, and once you have this menu up, you click load, and you're gonna basically paste it here. So you paste it here, and then you just click open, and that's how you open it to the settings that I have. So maximum order at a time, I have here 10. Okay. So if you want, you can use this chart with all the charts that 8-minute trader team has said that the rev alerts work the best with. Okay, so those are the charts that you can open up. You can really use it with any chart you want, but yeah. So I have max order set at 10. You can make it 20 if you want to. It's all up to you. Work on both. Okay. The magic number, I have it set to this. The magic number you can change if you want. You can really set it to anything you want. Magic number is just a unique number for your trades. Okay. So use after X candles pending, then delete. This one I have it true and I have it set to 30 candles. Basically what that means is that if there's a pending order and it hasn't been activated in 30 candles, it deletes that pending order. Okay, so that's all that means. Okay, exit from pips. This one you don't need to touch, so I'll just keep that to false. All right, so you don't need to touch that one. You don't need to touch that. Detect Fibbo level. This I like to actually keep it to 618. So let me go ahead and set that to 618. And I'll save it so you guys have the latest and the greatest. Okay. All right. So that's for entry 2. TP reverse signal. What that does is basically if you're in a trade like a buy trade and you get an opposite sell trade, it exits you out of the trade. So that's what that does. But that's fine. I'll just keep it false. Okay. Maximum daily PCT, max loss daily. Okay. So this here is basically the maximum loss that your account can take in percentage. Okay. So right now I have it set to 50, right? Which is basically like don't lose half my account, but you can set it to something like 10. Right, to say, okay, don't lose more than 10%. If you're doing a prop firm challenge, with this, then I would recommend that you set it to 4, right? Because you don't want to lose more than 4% per day on a prop firm challenge, depending on whatever your challenges metrics are. Some of them have don't lose more than 5%. So that's why I keep it at 4%. Okay. Okay, so here, this is true, and I don't take post 8s with this method with the Automator. With this method of trading, the peaks based on the dashboard. So I only take the rev alerts, which is the red and yellow alerts. Okay. Buy with main. Normally I set this to false, and I'm just relying on catching the pullback entry. So the pullback entry for this, it's at the 0.618. Okay, so it's just a pullback entry. So rather than entering when you get the signal, it enters at the pullback entry there. You can switch it to main as well if you want to be a little bit more aggressive and catch the main signal, which is basically as soon as the alert comes out, then it will enter into the trade. As opposed to if you have entry 2, when the alert comes out, it waits for it to go back to, let's say, for example, this yellow line before it enters the trade. All that means is that your risk to reward is greater with entry 2 as opposed to the main entry, because the main entry, your stop loss would be further away. Okay. All right. So then I have true, and yeah, post 8. So it breaks down to the buys here and then the sells here. So it's kind of like the same settings for both buys and sells. Okay. And then I have the time filter. So times when I don't want to take a trade. Okay. So close active orders in this time is set to false. Maybe I don't want to close active orders in that time. Right. But, from time to time, you can even check the account and manually close orders if you want to do that, especially like if you're doing a prop firm challenge or anything like that. Okay. I'd first advise though, just use this on demo guys first before you use it on a live account, so you know how the settings work. Okay. All right. Close active orders in this time. Okay. Yeah. So that's false. And the times that I don't want to take a trade is between 0:00 and 1:30 here. Okay. So you just have to, if you have a specific time you don't want to take a trade, you can set that time here. Okay. All right. And that's the start time and the end time. All right. And then I have a second time filter here. So if there are 2 sets of times that you don't want to take trades, you can plug them in, or you can just leave it default like what I have. Okay. So you don't really have to change none of this. You can just leave it default. Stop loss by bar. That just means where to place a stop loss. So by 10 bars just means that you place it above the previous 10 bars. You can also use by fixed, which will, place it, if it's by fixed, you're using this one here, this line, and it'll place its X pips above. So I'll also include the previous videos that I go more in depth about the settings, so you can fully understand, the settings, okay? But I like to do by bar, and I keep it there like that, okay? All right. Now here's the risk. Here's the important, really important part, right? So, in terms of how much you want to risk, I like to risk, I'd say, if you're starting out, don't risk anything more than, let's say, a quarter of a percent. Okay. You can even do 0.10%, especially if you're running a lot of pairs, right? So risk, it depends on you, right? But if it's your own account, you can be more aggressive. Like if it's not like a prop firm challenge, you could be more aggressive and maybe do 0.25 or even 0.50 if it's your own account. But if you're doing like a prop firm challenge, I'd say keep it to maybe a quarter of a percent, or keep it to maybe 0.10. Again, test first on demo, get comfortable before you take a challenge, and before you also turn this on your live account. Turn this on your live account. Okay. All right. Risk to reward ratio. So this is for each of the entries. So the main, the pullback 1, and pullback 2. So right now I don't have the main order activated, right? Because I did turn it off over here. I did turn it off over here. And let me just double check here. Yeah, so I have main off to false. And then for sells, I also have main off to false. I only have entry 2. So this is only taking the entry 2 pullbacks. Okay. All right. So then moving on. I know there's a lot of settings, but you definitely watch this video and watch the other video as well, where I go more in depth about the settings. Okay. Risk to reward. So for the main, I like to target 12 for the main entry. For the pullback 1, I'd say I like to target about, let's say, 15. And then for pullback 2, I like to target 30. Basically, I'm risking, let's say, for example, I'm risking 1% to make 30%. It's a 1 to 30 risk to reward ratio, okay, for pullback 2. Because pullback 2s can go quite a distance. This one, ignore. For use TP, ignore. For trailing, you can ignore that as well. You don't have to use it. I don't normally use it. But it's just basically a trailing stop where you can, set the trailing by pips. So let's say account is 40 pips in profit, trail by 10 pips, for example, right? That's how you use trailing stop. Break even I like to use. So normally I would go break even mode. Yeah, so break even, I'll do work by pips. And use break even main. I would set that to, let's say, when the main is, let's say, 3 pips in profit, or sorry, 3 risk to reward ratio in profit, then move it over to 1 pip for the break even. Okay. For entry 2, I would do, let's say, 5 to 1 when the trade is 5 risk to reward in profit, meaning that it's gone 5 times my risk. I'll move my stop loss to break even. And then this one I'll keep the same as well, 5-1. Okay. Partial closes, if you want to close the trade based on the distance that is traveled. For example, let's say it has, gone 10 times my risk, then close 50% of my order. I don't normally use this, so that's why it's all set to false. Don't use martingale. Okay, so leave that alone. Don't use martingale. MA filter, don't use as well. Just leave that to false. This is for if you wanted to only take sales above a certain price point. That's when you use this. But again, I I don't normally use this because the dashboard is there, so I don't really need to use this. And then Asian box filter is let me just use this as an example. So it's not going to be on your charts unless you have this template. So Asian box filter just says that if it's above, this is the Asian high, right? This blue box here, this is the Asian high, this is the Asian low, this is the Asian midline. So it says only take trades that are above the Asian midline. So because I don't want to catch it like all the way down here for a sell. I want to catch it at least above this Asian midline. Okay, so this one, don't worry too much about what it is, but I just recommend you to leave it the way that I have it set. Okay, over here. Okay. All right, so let me save this so that you get, when you load that set file, you get exactly what we just went through. Okay. All right. Oh, just to cover a quick point right here, the risk, you can also do risk by money if you choose to, and that one you can change on this line here. If you, let's say this is risking $10 per trade, or $5 per trade. I like to do risk by percentage, so I'll keep it there. You can also do like by lot size if you want to set a fixed lot size. But yeah, I like to do by percentage, so it works with this one, which is 0.10% right here. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it. So once I click on OK here, so let me save it again. So you guys have the same set file as me. But once I click on OK here, it's basically running. And the next day, it basically starts running immediately, but based on the Asian box, it's going to wait until roughly between 1 a.m. To about I want to say about 12 noon Eastern time to take trades, because that's what I have it set to take right now. So between 1 a.m. and and about 12 or 1 p.m. Eastern time is when it takes the trades. The good thing about that is even when you're sleeping, you can still catch these signals, right? Because, before, if you're sleeping and you get like a buy or sell, you're not able to take these trades. But, look at how accurate these signals are. Look at this buy signal. You catch this and boom, money in the bank. All right. So that's how you use that, guys. So if you're an 8-minute trader and especially if you're on my team, reach out to me so I can, give you the next update for the Automator as well as the peak dashboard. Okay, so if you're on my team, reach out to me. If you're not, there'll be a small fee if you want to use it. Okay, all right. So that's pretty much it. That's how you use the settings. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Telegram. My Telegram link is in the description of this video. All right, take care, guys. God bless. Bye.